Bulls play a thriller at the Sun Dome and an inside look at Chris Kapko. All that coming up on the Robert McCullum Show. Welcome back to another edition of the Robert McCullum Show. I'm Jim Lighthall along with the head coach. And after playing at least 2 games a week for nearly 2 months, the Bulls finally get a bit of a breather in Big East play. Just 1 game this week, but as always, a busy show for you coming up. And, Coach, it's got to be kind of nice to have a little bit of downtime for a change.
Well, it really is, and it comes at a great time. And I don't know if you would say, I prefer it to be 1 week or 1 point over another. But given the hectic pace we've had to this point, I think it comes at a great time. And it also gives us an opportunity to get our legs fresh, get our legs back under us as we face an outstanding Notre Dame team for the first time. It's the first time we'll face one of the 3 teams twice. It's interesting, we're facing Notre Dame for the 2nd time. We haven't faced DePaul yet, which is the 3rd, along with Louisville, of the 3 teams we've played twice. We would have faced Louisville twice before we face DePaul a single time. But so give us a chance to get our legs back under us, and our preparation for Notre Dame this time around should be a lot easier just because we've already faced them before.
All right, with only the Marquette game to look back on, we'll give you some extra highlights this week. We'll take a look at the first half action from that thriller in the Sun Dome against the Golden Eagles when we come back.
Dodge Caliber's versatility and great gas mileage make it perfect for a road trip. All the right features make it even better.
Okay, see you later.
Your world of music, now on the new Red Sync. Free when you sign up for Fast Access DSL. Singular is now the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
The Robert McCullum Show is presented by Canes and Save On Furniture and brought to you in part by CGM Services, Singular Wireless, Coca-Cola, Dodge, Kirby's Menswear, Likes Insurance, and by the St. Petersburg Times.
All right, Coach, time again for the Singular Wireless Fan Question of the Week, and we're going to check your prognostication skills. What's your prediction for the big game on Sunday down in Miami, Coach?
I'm going with the Colts. It's a game that obviously could go either way. And you get this far to this point, either team is very capable of winning it. But I'll choose the Colts, and I'd be happy to see Tony Dungy and Peyton Manning in the group come away with the Super Bowl win.
I'm with you. I can't root against Tony Dungy. Well, after winning 3 of their last 4 Big East home games, the USF Bulls welcomed in yet another ranked team to the Sun Dome. We're talking about the Marquette Golden Eagles, a team that hadn't even been in Tampa since 2004. Came in riding a 5-game win streak, and let's check out the first half action on Sunday afternoon. And, Coach, this one was a slugfest from the opening bell.
It really was. Our guys got off to a great start offensively, and Marquette can beat you in so many different ways, and one of them is transition offense, I should say.
Well, I know their three-guard rotation had you very concerned at the outset, and you really had to exploit their big men with Kentrell Gransberry and also McHugh Madison. Those two guys started well.
They really did. Our game plan was to sort of attack them inside, and we had to get away from that a little bit due to foul trouble by Kentrell Gransberry.
Solomon Bozeman taking the ball to the basket right there with the layup and the foul. That tied the game up at 10. And Solomon's gotten back to getting to the basket again. And he took a lot of free throw attempts in the opening part of the season, but not really in the Big East schedule. And he was able to get to the line again in this game.
But when he's doing it now, it's sort of in transition, sort of catching the defense, napping. And the reason he hadn't gotten to the line as much because the players are bigger and stronger and faster, and there's fewer opportunities there.
And he's been distributing the basketball a little bit more, like that kick-out pass right there to Melvin Buckley. Bulls down 29-27 at that time. And Jesus Verdejo got the start for you again, and he was attacking the basket and playing well offensively.
Well, he really was, and that's sort of, he's at his best doing that.
Well, Coach, after 20 minutes of action, the Bulls down 6 at that point to the number 15 team in the country. What did you tell the guys in the locker room at the break?
We told them that we were very fortunate to only be down 6 points because you think back to the game, Marquette missed 7 or 8 layups in the first half, and they're too good of a team to miss that many layups. So we felt like we dodged a bullet, and we needed to come out to begin the second half trying to take advantage of almost the gift that we received because they missed so many layups. We talked about ways to sort of shore up our interior defense to prevent that from happening in the second half. And I think we went back out in the second half, played with more momentum. Our defense got better and got the crowd into the game, and just our ball movement was outstanding. And those are the things that gave us an opportunity to win.
Yeah, Marquette opened 2 for 20 from the floor. Great first half of basketball at the Dome that day, and the second half was even better. A real battle right down to the last shot. We'll take a look at the final 20 minutes when we come back.
Hit the road and run with the USF Bulls to the Louisville basketball game. Enter to win at any Cane's Furniture location, and you could win a trip for 2 to the USF Bulls road game at Louisville. Airfare for 2, hotel and transportation are included. Plus, you'll get a free Chick-fil-A sandwich coupon just for entering at Cane's. The Bulls are back on court, so don't miss a single dribble, drive, dunk, or dish. Visit any Cane's Furniture store today and enter free to win. Best quality, best prices, Cane's.
When it's time to cool off the competition, the USF Bulls rely on CGM Services Air Conditioning and Heating. Call CGM Services today and ask about the Carrier Infinity System, the world's best air conditioning system. The Infinity System takes indoor comfort to a new performance level. So when you want quality service and long-lasting Carrier products, be cool like a bull and turn to the experts. Call Mike Charles or another CGM teammate at 813-AIR-COOL. CGM Services, proud sponsor of USF Athletics.
Hello? It's for you.
Welcome back to the Robert McCullum Show. We've already taken a look at the first half highlights from Sunday's Big East Conference battle with Marquette. And when we left off, the Bulls were down 6 at the intermission. Turned into a wild finish that day, so let's go back and take a look at more action. All right, Chris Howard gets you back in transition in the second half. And, Coach, his jump shot starting to come along as he gets healthier and healthier.
If he gets his legs stronger, I think we're going to see him become more aggressive offensively.
You guys were down 6, remember, at the half, but Marquette was trying to pull away in this game. In fact, they got up 8 at one point, and then you started to chip into the lead because of plays like this, hustle plays. McHugh-Mattis getting an offensive rebound there.
We've seen so many of those the last 2 games. It makes such a difference, and those plays become contagious.
You were down 43-39. Chris Howard with a nice post move. And again, when he gets smaller guys on him in the low post, he can score over them.
Well, that's an aspect of our offense that we obviously haven't had. As I mentioned before, we're going to explore that more and more, especially when he's matched up against small point guards.
Jesus Verdejo with that three-pointer gave you the lead, 47-46. And there's Melvin Buckley. And we talked about this after the game. I thought his ability as a senior to make plays, especially with the shot clock winding down, was huge in this one.
No doubt. I think arguably the best game during his USF career.
Solomon Bozeman, again, pushing the basketball and getting it to Hugh-Mattis here. Now, you guys are up 1 at this point, and there's a nice give and go between the 2 big guys, and the Sundome was really rocking with McHugh-Mattis, thrilling them.
That was great action. Usually, teams are going to drop off of Hugh-Mattis. He made a great basket cut and made them pay for double-teaming Contrell Gransberry.
Melvin Buckley with the jumper right there, and again, you guys are up 2, and Jesus Verdejo attacking the basket. You really could feel the momentum. You really felt like at this point, you're that close to putting your foot right on their neck and closing them out here.
You bet. We played with so much confidence at this point, and it's just fun to see. It was fun for the coaches to watch, especially the way our guys were executing during this stretch.
And I know it's hard for the kids not to get caught up in the excitement of the game. And again, I noticed Buckley during the course of the contest pointing to his head, pointing to his teammates, saying we've got to stay calm here.
Well, and those are the kinds of things you expect from your seniors, and he's taking on more and more of those responsibilities. Here's a game here that's a play for the ages.
The alley-oop from Howard to McHugh-Mattis, and you guys are up 3 at that point, I believe, with 1:16 left to play, and Marquette was in real trouble. Now, with the waning moments, Chris Howard here with 9 seconds left and a steal and a takeaway.
It was unfortunate. Just had a read there that was obviously our priority. Thought we might have had Musaka. We talked about that, but from where he was standing, we don't have the same view that he has. And Marquette made a great play defensively.
Jarrell McNeil, a guy who's taken the basketball away from a lot of people this season, steps in front of it there. And the bucket on the layup, 70-68. Mattis had a huge game, 20 points, 9 rebounds, had 6 more blocks in the contest. But, Coach, I'll tell you what, I have called close to 300 games in USF basketball, and I can't remember a more stunning finish than that game on Sunday.
Well, it's unfortunate for us that it was stunning in that matter. And I said to Chris Howard after the game, you're extremely disappointed right now. I said, but you're going to win a lot of basketball games for us during your career, and I really believe that. And there was so many plays that had they gone differently, aside from that last possession of the game, is unfortunate that so many people will walk away thinking about that one possession. But we certainly not in tomorrow victories, but yeah, I could not be prouder of our guys, the way they just battle and continue to find ways to give themselves a chance to win.
Shot the ball well, played some great defense against the number 15 team in the country. When we come back, we'll tell you another inspiring story this week. We'll meet former walk-on Chris Capco, a young man that has excelled in the classroom as well as on the basketball court. That's next on The Robert McCullum Show.
If there were a cornerstone defining the word character, and if that cornerstone was applied to us, we would hope integrity would distinguish us. Like's Insurance. We leave nothing to chance.
Now, Tampa Bay's favorite newspaper makes it easier to be in the know. More colorful, streamlined pages get you quickly to your favorite news and features, and new Sunday sections about the Bucs, the workplace, and travel, books, and the arts. It's everything you'd expect from one of America's 10 best newspapers, designed with you in mind.
In the know, in the time.
To subscribe, log on to TampaBay.com or call 1-877-THE-TIMES.
Dodge Caliber's versatility and great gas mileage make it perfect for a road trip. All the right features make it even better.
Reward, that smile of satisfaction you get when you know you and your team have gone the extra mile and hear, well done, very well done. Like's Insurance. We leave nothing to chance.
Welcome back, everyone. And before the break, we told you about guard Chris Kapko, the Kathleen Red Devil that started his career in Gainesville, but he found a home wearing the green and gold. Well, Cap has helped to tutor the Bulls' young guards in addition to going through some extensive rehab to overcome an ankle injury, which he suffered in Las Vegas.
This week's Player's Profile is brought to you by the St. Petersburg Times.
My season started out great individually. I felt the first few games I was scoring as much as I needed to. Obviously, I'm not going to be like a 20-point scorer. My assists were up there. We were winning. We started off the season 7-1, and everything was going good. And then we get to Vegas. We play UNLV. I hurt my ankle, and it's been really frustrating dealing with that because it was a high ankle sprain. Doctor probably told me I'd be better off just breaking it. You know, I'm a month into it, and it's still really sore. Still swells up on me after I get done running and stuff like that. We're in the middle of Big East play. I think we can improve on our record now, and right now I'm just kind of focused on helping my team and trying to make the Big East tournament.
Senior guard Chris Kapko earned the trust of the Bulls coaching staff by starting in 23 games last season. This helped the Lakeland native erase his walk-on status and earn a scholarship through his hard work and dedication to the team.
It feels like my hard work had finally paid off. You know, you go in as a walk-on, and I really didn't have, my goal was to earn a scholarship, but as far as like the playing time that I've received and everything that I've gotten out of this was more than I had ever imagined. You know, I was optimistic. I wanted to play a lot, but realistically, you know who you are, and you know you're not on scholarship. So I realized what I had gotten myself into, but I remained optimistic, hoping that I could do something. And you know, last year everything worked out as far as playing time, and then coach rewarded me with a scholarship this year. Named me captain at the beginning of the year, so I feel as if all the hard work that I've put in throughout my time here and in high school and at the beginning when I was at the University of Florida is just all paid off when you offer me that scholarship.
Chris graduated in December with a mass communications degree from USF and hopes to put that to use in the upcoming months. He still has unfinished business on the basketball court, and right now, that is his focus.
Just finish this year out, make the Big East tournament, and then just use my degree. I want to get into something like mass communications, broadcasting. I want to be around sports. It's what I love. I just can't picture myself doing anything other than just being around sports. I couldn't imagine going to an office every day, not dealing with sports.
Well, Coach, we saw Kapko there with the shiner under his eye, and last year he got his nose broken. But, some of the things off the court, I just got to think that Chris Kapko, no matter what he does in life, he's going to be successful at it.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a great story, and we have so much appreciation for Chris Kapko. He came here as a walk-on. He was a walk-on at the University of Florida, and by the way, was rarely get into practice. And it worked out that there was a better opportunity here for him. There were no promises made to him in terms of playing time or that he ever be on scholarship. And he was thrown into a situation during the 05-06 season that he handled about as well as can be expected. And it was very difficult for him, very challenging for him. It was everyone's first year in the Big East Conference, but yet here's a guy that's a walk-on that was happy to even get a chance to go onto the floor. Matt Long playing 30-plus minutes a game, and he handled it extremely well. We rewarded him with the scholarship, and it's just unfortunate that there's been one injury after another that's really taken away from his progress and the ways that he could help the basketball team. And of course, now that he's back, his ankle is better. But yet, we also have Jesus Verdejo eligible to play now, along with Chris Howard. So we have more depth.
All right, we watched part one of the Coach's Corner last week with assistant coach Greg Gary. We'll have part two coming up in just a moment. Guard play from the wing is what the Bulls have been working on in practice. We'll take a look right after this.
Hello? It's for you.
Okay, see you later.
Your world of music, now on the new Red Sync. Free when you sign up for Fast Access DSL. Singular is now the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Here's this week's Coach's Corner.
Welcome back to the Robert McCullum Show. I'm Assistant Coach Greg Gary. Last week you saw us do some drills from the point guard position with dribbling up the basketball court in transition. This week you're going to see us do drills or individual moves from the wing position when you're catching in transition. And a number of these drills are done with the correct footwork. And it's very, very important when you first do this. You're not going to do it correct the first time, but you got to keep practicing. As you see us, footwork is a big, big part of our success here. It's a big part of our player development, how our guys get better. So you're going to see a number of footwork drills and individually being able to get by your defender on the wing position. So on the break, our inside top foot is our pivot foot. Okay, we're going to give them several jab, and he's going to catch it and go with it. He's going to catch it, jab, go middle. We're going to give him every scenario that he's going to have in the game. And this is in transition, not just half court. Okay, so you're going to see our guys have their top foot, inside foot, always as their pivot foot. Top foot, power layup, power layup. Good, top foot. Good, sweep it through. Good, sweep it through. Come on, Buck. Protect it, good. When you catch the ball in transition, don't jab towards the corner. Your man's right here. You want to get him off of you. You should get a jab at his back foot. He's got to get back if you jab. If he doesn't jab at his back foot, you keep going. Okay? So don't jab to the sideline. Short, quick jab at his back foot. Now he gets off. Now you can hard dribble middle. 1-2 pull up. Got it? Let's go, Zeus. Boom. Got it. Good, hard, quick jab. Top foot. Good. Good hard jab. Good. Now I'm gonna bite on that jab. I'm gonna get way off. Now he's gonna shoot a jump shot. He's beat me with the drive several times. Now as a defender, I'm not gonna let him beat me. He's gonna jab hard to get me off. Jump shot. Jab, jumper. Let's go. Got him. Good. Short, quick jab. Good. Short, quick jab. Low. Boom. A little bit quicker, Zeus, okay? Shorter and quicker, like quick, okay? Just now in transition, we're going to work on short bank. Okay, short bank. Now we got numbers. Come on. As you notice, I'm going to hit Aaron. Short bank shot. Short bank shot. His top inside foot is his pivot foot. Okay? It's another shot you're going to receive in transition. Say I'm 6'10", 6'11". Now Chris gets in on the bait. He beats his man. I'm coming over to help. To block this, we're going to reverse layup. Okay? Most bigs are going to try to block it on this side. We're going to use the basket, the goal, as another defender. Rip it through. Off 2 feet. Off 2 feet. Good. Use that rim as another defender.
Well, Coach, in today's day and age with a three-point line and pressure defenses, your wings, not only do they have to be able to shoot the ball, they've got to be able to handle the ball.
Well, they really have to, and it's very difficult to play the game when you can't do those things. If you're just one-dimensional, you can have some success, but it makes it a lot more difficult to run plays and have a well-rounded offense, and you're a lot easier to defend if you can't put the basketball on the floor, which enables you to keep the defense honest.
Melvin Buckley doing it right there, shooting it and handling it. All right, a top 25 team is coming up into the Sun Dome. We're talking about the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We'll take a look at that bunch as it's the final game of a 3-game homestand. The Bulls and the Fighting Irish. A preview coming up.
With downsizing and mergers and economic uncertainties, isn't it a comfort to be able to call and speak to the same people time and time again? Stability, one of our strengths. Like's Insurance. We leave nothing to chance.
Now, Tampa Bay's favorite newspaper makes it easier to be in the know. More streamlined pages get you quickly to your favorite news and features. And new Sunday sections about the Bucks, the workplace, and travel, books, and the arts. It's everything you'd expect from one of America's 10 best newspapers, designed with you in mind. To subscribe, log on to TampaBay.com or call 1-877-THE-TIMES.
We're proud of the leadership roles our folks take outside of the workplace. You do make this a better place to live in. You won't get a gold watch or a big check. You will get our sincere thanks. Like's Insurance. We leave nothing to chance.
The Robert McCullum Show has been presented by Canes and Save on Furniture and brought to you in part by CGM Services, Singular Wireless, Coca-Cola, Dodge, Kirby's Menswear, Like's Insurance, and by the St. Petersburg Times.
Another look there at the Big East standings, and the race for the regular season conference championship still up in the air, obviously. No one really pulling away at all. And that fight to make it into the top 12 and get to Madison Square Garden for the conference tournament is always just as intriguing. The Bulls will look to avenge a January 21st loss to Notre Dame in South Bend next.
The Scouting Report is brought to you by Dodge.
Coach, what do you have to do differently against the Irish than you did on January 21st?
Well, it certainly wasn't one of our better defensive outings. We got off to a good start offensively, but as has been the case in so many of our games, we hit a wall there. We're about 5 or 6 minutes. We just don't score, don't defend well. Couple that with early foul trouble to Contrell Gransberry and McHugh Matters, and they end the half on a 19-2 run. So we have to just sort of prevent their spurts and do a better job of defending Notre Dame.
Their bigs were obviously very good against you. That game will be on Saturday night, February 3rd at 8 o'clock, of course, at the USF Sundome. As always, Coach, best of luck against the Irish.
We certainly look forward to it. It's a team that has a lot of weapons offensively, inside out. The big guys can go out on the floor and shoot the three or even put the ball on the floor to go by you. So totally different game plan from Marquette. But our guys are looking forward to playing Notre Dame a second time.
Going to be a lot of fun. Best of luck there, and we'll recap that game next week when we come back for more on the Robert McCullum Show.